Okay, good morning and welcome to Yeshiva YouTube, Iyun and today we're going to analyze Masechah Shabbos, Perek Yud, Mishnah Vav. We're talking about a couple of different malachos over here. One of them is cutting your nails, or taking off your nails, biting your nails, or plucking hairs from your beard or from your mustache. Um, it's a machlokas, ostensibly from the Mishnah. The Lezer says you're chai, and the Chachamim say it's a mishum shvus. It's also midrabanan. Now, everyone gets to do with a kli. Gemara says you do with a kli. Presumably, it means you cut your nails with a scissor or with a nail clipper. So then, even the Chachamim would say you're chai midoraisa. The problem I have with this is that, as I've said many times, I believe the correct understanding of malacha and Shabbos is that it's done in a business-like way, in a commercial way. And if you go to your bathroom and you cut your nails with your nail clipper, that's not really a commercial process over there. You're not going to someone's store for a manicure over there. So I really believe the halacha is the correct halacha. What does it mean? Siporn of zubazu. You take your nails and you're able to rip off with your nail another nail. It's very hard to do that. I think siporn of zubazu just means, like I said, you're going to the bathroom and you're cutting your nails with a scissor or a nail clipper. Maybe according to Rabbanan, it's asar mishum shvus. Rabbanan, it's asar, but it's not asar midaraisa because it's not a commercial way. The kli, when the Gemara says bekli, it means you're going to the manicure, you're going to the store, and they're doing it professionally, and you would normally pay for that, whether they charge you or not. It's still done in a professional way. That is a problem when you're going to a professional to do it. If you're doing it by yourself with a scissors or a nail clipper, that's not professional. That's not. It might be professional if you know how to cut your nails very well. Some people are very good at cutting their nails. Some people like me are very poor, so I use a nail clipper because it's so much easier than using scissors. One, two, three, it's off. I'm not winning any beauty pageants with my nails. I like to clip them a lot. I don't like to have long nails. I remember once it was a story. It was a story in my life. I was in the Mir Yeshiva. I was like 21 years old. I just graduated from Yeshiva University, and it was a Friday night. And my friend, he said, "Let's go to the Kosel for Shachris on Shabbos morning." I had never been to the Kosel for davening, and so I had to get to sleep. But then I realized that one of my nails was partially off, and oh no, I didn't know what to do. I was very firm at that point, and I was getting anytime I learned the halacha, and I had learned Masechah Shabbos recently, and I knew about the shaila, but I didn't have an answer. I never asked a question to a rabbi. You're allowed to take it off. So there's different halachas. The Gemara goes into a discussion over there. Most of the nails are already off. If it's causing you pain, if it's upwards or across, there's different stipulations in the Gemara, and I'm reading Mishnah Bura, unclear, right? It's definitely not Melacha D'Oraisa because most of the nail was off. Whether it's D'Rabbanan or not, I couldn't decide. I went to the Otzar Svarim, which is basically a library they had in the Mir, and for literally 2 or 3 hours, I'm reading through all the Svarim, the Torah, and the Shulchan Aruch, and of course, I couldn't reach a consensus on halacha. And because yeshivas push this Yiras Shamayim to the umpteenth level, that you always have to be Yiras Shamayim, even if it's going to be a slight Rabbanan. I said, I can't do it. So I stayed up for like 2 or 3 hours. I finally gave up because it was bothering me, the nail. It was hurting me, but I couldn't bring myself to just take it off. So I went to sleep, and then he woke me up at like 4:30 in the morning. Let's go. We're going to go. And I looked at my hand, and the nail was gone. It was gone. Miraculously, during my sleep, it came off. I was so relieved. Then I went through the Arab shuk. That was a little scary. It was 4:30 in the morning. There was no one there. A shortcut. He said there's a shortcut. Trust me, I'm just following after him, going to the Arab shuk. But we made it successfully. I davened at the Kosel. And then we had breakfast, I think. We had a kiddush. I met Rav Nebenzel, was the Rav of the old city. He was a big rabbi. And because I like to ask halach shayla, I had an opportunity to ask a shayla to a big gadol. I asked him about Kriyas HaTorah. Is it a chiv on tzibur or a chiv on the yachid? And he gave me one of the biggest kulas that I have until this day. I'm very thankful to Rav Nebenzel for the kula. He says Kriyas HaTorah is chiv on the tzibur, not a chiv on the yachid. So even on Shabbos, if I step out and miss aliyah or something like that, it doesn't make a difference. It means when the shul is convened, they have an obligation to read the Kriyas Torah. Do I have to hear the Kriyas Torah for them? No. not during the week, not on Shabbos. It's a really big kula if you think about it. Sometimes people make up parshas if they missed it. They couldn't come to shul, or a lot of times traveling to America and Israel and things like that. You might miss a parsha if it's not aligned exactly. So people go crazy about hearing every word from the Torah. But I have a psak from one of the biggest rabbanim in the world that it's okay, and that's what I remember from that story. But if I would have just remembered from the future, my shot over here, that's not a problem. It's only a problem commercially to get your nails cut. But to take off a nail with your other hand, and maybe even with a nail clipper, is for sure okay. Um, and besides that, I would have relied on the kulas now. If I'm me going back 20 years ago, I would rely on the kula. There are many kulas to rely on. It's the most melacha derabanan. There's many kulas when it's mitzar you, when it causes you pain. Anyway, I figured I'd share a nice story for you. It is the first day of Hanukkah. Hope you enjoyed. Stay tuned for the next year coming up next.